All right, welcome back to another episode of the USS Akatsuki. I think I said it right finally.
Close enough.
I believe we'll start with the captain.
Captain's log, stardate 48720.1. It still feels strange to say that captain's log. I suppose I'll get used to it soon enough. The Akatsuki is finally out of dry dock and running smoothly after a few stubborn issues that during our shakedown cruise. The engineers assure me that she is at peak efficiency now, and so far, she's proving them right. She's fast, responsive, and eager to stretch her legs, much like her crew. After weeks docked at a station, everyone seems restless, ready for something real. Can't blame them. Space is where we belong. But back in familiar territory, the Rolar Sector, they're showing a new trade route that seems critical to the Gemon 5 colony. Keeping it safe should be straightforward, but I've been in Starfleet long enough to know that nothing stays quiet for long. There's always something looking to take advantage of new opportunities, whether they're traders, pirates, or something else entirely. For now, though, we are cruising under clear skies and the ship feels like she's settled into herself. The crew is learning each other's rhythms, and I'm learning mine as their captain. A strange mix of the familiar and the new. But I like it. Feels like the start of something good. And love.
All right, thank you very much, Captain. But between the last episode and now, it's been about a month. So, was there anything that anybody wanted to touch on that would potentially happen within that month?
I think just on a personal level for Rix, I think people have noticed him being a bit more energetic. Not out of the ordinary, but still a little bit more. Some would even call him more happy than before. And he's definitely spent a lot of time in the gym, in the shootouts, practicing his aim and martial arts again. So that's been a general thing that people have noticed about Rix during this time, I would say.
Very good, very good. Anybody else have updates?
I would say Kane is still expressing many of the same attributes that he did last episode, although maybe at a slightly lower level, a bit more controlled. Yeah, and I mean, he's as much as he didn't want to admit it, he has recognized that he screwed up with the matter-antimatter mix with the engines and has been poring over those papers and schematics related to that to correct that issue and make sure that he doesn't make that mistake again. So a bit more controlled, but still kind of arrogant and a little more boisterous.
Dr. Ensign, Captain, any updates? I know I'm throwing you guys on the spot, but
No updates from the doctor. He's just kind of settled in and getting used to his new sick bay and new setting up new routines for himself.
Right. Captain Kier and Terrell, any updates for the month of travel to back to the Rolar Sector? Already. I will take that as a potential no. All right, so what I'm going to do then, was there any scenes anybody wanted to act out? Probably should have asked you guys this earlier, but if there's any scenes anybody wanted to do within that month, we could set those up. If not, I think we'll just jump straight in.
Nope, nothing from me.
I have one potential scene I'd like to do with Ensign Terrell.
Sure.
And this would be by the time that the Akatsuki got into the Rolar Sector again.
All right, where would you like that scene at?
I think the bridge when the captain isn't there.
Do we ever get artwork for the first officer?
Also potentially when the first officer isn't there. when it's a quiet night time on the bridge or something like that he can catch her.
Night shift.
Yeah, we could throw this evening shift, you and the ensign. On the bridge working, your turn in the night shift.
So he's just gonna casually walk up to her, to Ensign Terrell's workstation. And then they say, Ensign, would you do a favor for me, please?
Yes, sir.
Would you, and he hands her a pad, would you please have one of our sensor pallets permanently directed towards these coordinates and have a continuous scan there, and the sensor readings being directed directly towards my my personal console, please?
Yes, Commander. Sure thing.
All right, this is probably going to need to be a roll. I'm thinking a control and either engineering or science. Difficulty of 2.
I can also tell you that the coordinates he's handing you are they're directed towards the let me see where they are at. They're directed towards the Bajoran border to Actually, GM, would you just write me where exactly was the reported sightings that I got handed to last session?
Oh, those you probably didn't get those exactly yet. If this is when you just got back to sector, I was thinking you probably got this around the same time as the actual mission start. I was going to actually have a scene with you getting those.
This is the thing you sent me. This is the relating to what happened last episode.
Oh, okay. Let me see what I sent you.
It's been 2
With
weeks. Everything's fuzzy and cobweb.
the whole
Yeah.
green thing. The whole green thing.
Okay. I would say it's probably galactic southwest. Here, I'll just pull up the star map. Let's just make this easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so over here is the Gemulon system. That's probably happening this way.
Okay. Yeah, so towards
Some-
that
somewhere
direction. Towards that direction is where the coordinates you and Satura gets on our pad.
What was we looking?
Probably control science or engineering, difficulty 2, and you could be assisted by the ship's probably sensor science.
Can I use a focus?
Yeah, I think sensor ops would work. And then Rix, you could probably assist with this as well if you'd wish. Probably using a presence command or presence security.
Okay. Where's my sheet? Let's see. Presence security. Would my focus in infiltration and espionage count here?
You know what? I think I'll give you espionage.
Thank you.
Communication range 1. You tell us how many dice you want to roll.
2 dice.
And then you don't have to buy anything else. You just roll the 2 dice. But if you wanted to roll 3, you just have to pay for it with threat or momentum.
I'm just gonna roll 2, feeling risk.
Yeah, go ahead and roll. Okay, then if someone can grab the ship, sensor science.
The ship is rolling 2 dice because of advanced sensor suites.
Yep.
Ooh. 2 twos.
Somebody likes the sensors. Gain 3.
Well, only one of those. Oh no, roll 2 d20 assistance rather than 1. Yeah. Yeah, it's not an advantage. It's... Okay, cool.
Alright, Lieutenant, it looks like I was able to point. Alright, Commander, I was able to point the sensors in that direction.
Thank you.
You're
keep
welcome.
And I'd appreciate if you kept this between us for so long.
Absolutely, Commander.
Thank you, Asa. Turn to your duties.
Yes, sir.
Commander walks back.
Right. Any other scenes we'd like to do before we catch up to real time here?
Nope.
I'm good.
All right. We'll head to since we don't have an office set up for Rix yet. Rix, you are probably in your office looking at security updates when you get the thing I sent you today.
Okay. So he gets that notification on his station, and he opens the message and reads it through. And he gets quite wide-eyed as he reads the content. And he does this. Lieutenant Rix to Captain Kier, please respond.
Go ahead, Commander.
We've received an important security update from Starfleet. I request that we assemble the senior staff at once. We are also directed to go to Yellow Alert.
Understood, Commander, but can you give me some details as to why I'm putting the ship on alert?
There's been a large-scale movement from a Cardassian and Romulan task force that only moments ago entered the Bajoran wormhole. Starfleet security is raising the security readiness in all sectors and on all ships until further notice.
Understood. Unless there's something else, Commander, keep me apprised of the any information from Starfleet on this.
Yes, sir. I'll brief all of you with the full brief I've gotten from Starfleet.
All right. So I guess we're doing having a briefing. Is that the gist I got? Is there anything anybody would like to do before getting called for the hastily thrown together briefing? All right then.
Yeah, no, don't think so.
Commander Rix, since you're the one that called for this meeting, if you will please begin.
Thank you, Commander. I've received this security briefing from Starfleet Security, and it reads as follows. Intelligence reports confirm that a large-scale Cardassian and Romulan task force has entered the Bajoran wormhole, crossing into the Gamma Quadrant. Their mission's objectives remain unknown at this time. Additionally, the USS Defiant has deployed into the wormhole to investigate and assess the situation. Starfleet has ordered us to perform these directives until further notice. First, increase sensor sweeps. All vessels are to increase long-range scans for any Cardassian or Romulan vessels operating outside of their known operational areas. Tactical and science officers should work together to analyze ship movements, energy signatures, and possible anomalies. Second, enhance patrols. Starfleet vessels in the Rolar Sector and the demilitarized zone are ordered to initiate enhanced patrol routes and remain at yellow alert status. Deep Space Nine has been placed on heightened security measures to monitor any developments. Third, reporting protocols. Any Starfleet vessel encountering Cardassian or Romulan ships outside of known patrol zones must immediately report findings to Starfleet security and awaits further orders. Avoid unnecessary confrontation unless directly threatened. Follow established rules of engagements. Starfleet Intelligence is also coordinating with the Federation Diplomatic Corps to determine if this movement is part of sanctioned operations or an unauthorized incursions. Captains and commanding officers should exercise diplomatic caution in any encounters. Starfleet Security also recommends this. The motives behind this incursion remain unclear. Speculation includes potential reconnaissance, strategic posturing, or engagement with an unknown Gamma Quadrant entity. Starfleet Intelligence is actively analyzing recent subspace transmissions for possible insight into the task force's objective. All Starfleet personnel are to remain vigilant and reported and prepared for further directives as new information becomes available. That is the report from Starfleet Security. As we're in the thick of it, our situation is somewhat precarious at this point. That is all I have, Captain.
So, Commander, did I hear you correctly? Cardassian and Romulan, or Cardassian or Romulan?
Cardassian and Romulan. This is quite an unprecedented coalition, to say the least.
Wow.
There was a large force of both Romulan warbirds as well as Cardassian Kaldan-class cruisers which entered the Bajoran wormhole, which is, needless to say, quite a lot of firepower going through. It was also cloaked, suggesting that they had close Romulan cooperations.
They indicate how many ships?
Impossible to tell with their cloaking apparatuses, but very large by the indications.
Fair.
Mahak will speak up. Commander, your report stated that they entered the wormhole, as in they moved themselves to the Gamma Quadrant.
Correct, Commander.
Starfleet Intelligence say why the Alpha Quadrant was being put on alert then.
Well, at this time, we do not know if their operations extend above Gamma Quadrant interests, or if this was the phase one of some other plan also being carried out elsewhere. We have received no information from the Cardassian or Romulan governments at this time, so we need to be prepared for all eventualities.
Well, I suppose I don't have to say it out loud, but Cardassians and Romulans cooperating. Probably not good for the Federation.
Or possibly not. They have both been antagonistic towards the Federation in the past. Even though our current relations are somewhat tempered.
More importantly, I
But-
believe they have been previously antagonistic towards each other.
Yes, but given the situation in the demilitarized zone at the moment, that has the Cardassian nerves amped, and it's not impossible that they've enlisted some aid from the Romulans to perhaps make a move there. Although that is speculation at this point.
Has there been any official statement from the Cardassian government?
Not that I know of.
Captain, I'm eager to hear your thoughts.
As unsettling this is, a large enough force like that most likely is due to the Romulans and Cardassians potentially declaring war against the Dominion. So I hardly believe the Romulans and the Cardassians would be acting on this. Could be other forces at play here.
That is possible, but to take them on themselves, that's somewhat highly irregular, even for them. Although we have the facts on the table that they're heading into the Gamma Quadrant, the Dominion is a likely target. Especially given that the Federation have shared the reports collected from the Gamma Quadrant with the Romulans in exchange for the cloaking device borrowed to the Defiant. At this stage, all Starfleet has ordered us is to simply make our presence known and enhance patrol routes, not to engage in any other matters. What are our orders, Captain?
For now, maintain station alert status. Keep your eyes open out there. Though I doubt if any repercussions that happens from the gamma quadrant will know first from Deep Space Nine.
Understood.
Y'all dismissed. Please stay behind.
Who?
That number one, please stay behind.
Yes, ma'am.
And we could say you're alone now.
What are your thoughts on this?
This is the first I've heard of Romulans and the Cardassians cooperating on, well, anything, really. Generally, their respective intelligence agencies are busy trying to put an operative inside each other's organization. The fact that main governments, do we know if this is the Cardassian Central Command and the Romulan government cooperating?
My intuition says otherwise. It could be, but I'm thinking it's, well, there was the rumor of the Obsidian Order building a secret fleet. It could be a result of some sort of cooperation.
Troubling.
I guess we'll know more when whatever their objective has come to be passes. Or thwarted otherwise.
It was my understanding that neither the Tal Shiar nor the Obsidian Order were allowed to have any space vessels of their own.
They're not supposed to. But I believe they
Then
built them
such rumors
anyway.
become more troubling. I believe we should reserve any stronger judgments for the return of the Defiant from the Gamma Quadrant. Its report should add light to the current situation. In the meantime, Starfleet has given us our orders to step up security in this sector.
What with Commander Rex and up our security drill regiments and first aid protocols, just in case the worst comes to pass.
Yes, Captain. Oh, and I shall have the week's duty roster on your desk by 0800 tomorrow.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes. The doctor has requested use of part of one of the cargo bays to create a hydroponics facility.
Work
Just
with
letting you know ahead of time.
work with the quartermaster on this. I don't want to. I don't want to stuff, or well, have the cargo base full with too much stuff to the point that becomes unusable. In case we take on additional cargo.
Understood. I see the logic behind his request, but I agree with your statement. I believe he has asked for only a portion of one of the cargo bays, no more than several meters by several meters.
Oh, understood.
Do you require anything
That,
else, Captain?
No, that's it. You're dismissed.
Very well. And Captain, if I may, what are your thoughts on this situation?
Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. All I can say on the matter. I don't like to speculate too much of things I don't know about.
Understood. And Mahak will stand, having previously been dismissed, and leave.
All right, I'll give this opportunity for any free role play, any trade creations anybody wants to do. Mostly to also buy time for Rix to get back.
Yeah, Kane, after learning of the situation, let's see here. He's going to be adding what we know about Romulan and Cardassian ships, the ones mentioned by Rix, to his reading list. So he's going to pour over the known schematics and research on these potential enemy ships and attempt to study their systems potentially for weaknesses.
All right, give me an insight engineering or security. Spend some threat here. I'm going to make it a difficulty 3.
Ooh. Okay. And
As you go through, you run into some some classified information roadblocks.
Sure. Okay. Probably a stretch, but computer systems for focus?
Nah.
Okay. Figured that was a stretch. Okay. You know what? Screw it. So 2 momentum and a threat for 4 dice. And I'll get a reroll for engineering.
And I could give you the ship's computers engineering, I think.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll take it. Come on, ship. Alrighty. Computers. Engineering. Can I roll 2 or just 1?
It's just 1.
Yeah, just 1.
The sensors are the reason why you get the 2 dice.
Gotcha.
And then you do have bold if you wish to fish.
I already hit it, so given my record over the past 2 sessions, I will be conservative.
All right, so just pouring through some of the information, a lot of the Cardassian ships are probably equal in capabilities to your own ship. The Romulan ships, however, are basically scale 6s, high power, high damage output. That fight might be tough. But you do think that maybe you could give an advantage or two knowing some weak spots and blind spots, structural deficiencies of the vessels.
Okay, cool. Well, he will take what he learned, package it up, do a quick write-up, and then send it to Rix's email accounts. Rix at starfleetakatsuki.com. So just so Rix has that available if we need to get into a fight.
Is it an Outlook notify signal I get on my pad?
Yep. Got a ding pop up.
You've got mail.
I thought I turned that audio off.
You know, Kane would always counteract that to turn it back on just to annoy you. That seems like something Kane would do.
Absolutely.
Every one of his messages comes with a reactivation protocol.
Yeah.
And it gets increasingly more annoying every time.
It gets louder every time it's turned off. Turn back on.
Rave music starts playing, loud whistles, the lights flicker.
Yeah.
Bridge lights all go RGB for a moment. Mahak is going to go ahead and take the captain's instructions over to Rix and work out a set of drills for going up against each of those types of ships individually, and and work combat drills, bridge combat drills into the crew rotation and ship schedule for the next week.
Yeah, he'll go along with that.
Are you trying to create a trait or?
Yeah, I can probably work that into creating a trait. We can do something like well-drilled crew.
All right. This will probably be maybe a presence command or presence security for whoever wants to roll.
I can do presence command.
If Mahak rolls it will be an activation, however.
Oh, okay.
And because he's a supervisory character, it would be 2 crew support. And I believe the ship only gets 4, if I remember correctly. Yeah, only gets 4.
Is that for the entire session?
Yes.
Do we think we're going to need it anywhere else?
We're pretty stocked today, so I don't think so.
Yeah, I'll activate him for this, I guess.
I mean, I could roll.
This is a security deal, like a presence or security thing.
She could still roll.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I believe I believe she can do it. And Ensign Terrell just takes over the whole show.
I mean, I could get Commander Rix to take lead on this role.
That you can. I can do it. I mean, I'm the one I will be the one conducting the drills anyway, so.
Well, I guess the question
do
is, do
that.
we think we're going to need all 4 of those crew points later?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Okay, well then I'll just call this an activation for Mahawk. And you said command presence, right?
Yes.
Okay, what was my
Pres-
difficulty?
Just 2 for the
Just
trait
2.
creation. And then don't forget to put first activation in the notes.
Okay.
Because I do believe that they, after the second activation, just like supporting characters, they get upgrades.
I have strategy as a focus. Would that count for this?
Yes.
And Commander Rix, would you like to assist?
Sure can do.
Yeah, so we'll go presence command or presence security.
I will do presence command.
Could I do fitness just for once? Because this is actually doing the trick. I don't know. Just for once in my life, I want to roll fitness. Don't think I've ever done that with any of my characters in any game.
Really? I thought I did
Oh.
some fitness security rolls for climbing.
Maybe, that's true. It's very, very rarely that I get to use fitness in any game.
What was this episode called?
The entrepreneurial spirit.
Presence security. I don't have anything. Don't think that would count. So, yeah. Ouch! Oop. Don't like that.
Technically a success with a complication?
Do you have any rerolls?
Not an assist, I don't.
I was gonna say Mahawk doesn't have anything to do rerolls with.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that as threat. And the trait we'll make is I think what I'll do is I'll kind of make like a battle prepared crew, because I think that's what you're setting up, right? Like getting ready for battle.
Yeah, battle ready or something like that.
Yeah. So we'll call it like battle ready crew or prepared crew or whatever, however we wanted to word it. The effect of the trait will be on a failed task, I will allow 1 free reroll if the dice was used to if more dice were purchased. So basically it'd be like getting bold or momentum for free.
Okay.
And I will extend that to be it can be the ship's dice. Or maybe No, I think what I'll do is I think I will make it if you purchase an extra dice for your player, I'll let you re-roll the ship if the ship fails. I think that's more a fair thing of the crew being prepared.
Okay.
Is if we allow the ship to re-roll.
Now, is that
So
just
it's-
during a tactical situation?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, so it's like getting bold or cautious for the ship is how I see it.
So something like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this way I'm not like overtaking the bold and cautious. This will be its own deal.
Yeah, and it's just the ship's die.
Yes. All right. Any other prepared things anyone would like to do?
I'm good.
Nope. Good on this side.
All right. We will go ahead and enter scene number 2. Let me pull up my notes here. All right, so I would say the ship is probably still in their patrol route. It's been a few hours since the morning briefing made by Commander Rix. I keep wanting to call you Lieutenant. Sorry, Rix.
Well, he will always be a lieutenant to me.
I mean, he's technically still a lieutenant. He just added the commander after it. It's still in there. So yeah, so it's been a couple of hours. I'll give any free role play before I start the events of this scene. You know, everyone's at their stations. The sensors are going. Rix is scanning for any Romulan ships, I'm sure. Gus is doing his thing.
Are we still at yellow alert?
Yeah. As per the orders, I would imagine.
I hope so.
So yeah, so I'll open up for free role play and then I'll throw in information as it becomes relevant.
I don't have anything right now.
Kane will assume, or I'll assume that there's an open comm link from engineering to the bridge.
You could be on the bridge. There is a engineering station.
All right.
I'm just saying there is. I'm just saying there is a spot for you on the bridge.
I know. I just feel like it's outside of my natural domain, right? I don't get my advantages when I'm not in. I'm kidding. Yeah, so Kane will be up on the bridge.
He finds the hum of the warp core soothing and doesn't like to be away from it. It's his security blanket.
Let's go with that. Yeah. Nothing to
I
do.
mean, or you could come up. I really don't care. I'm just saying you have one on there so you can be on the bridge.
He'll take it. He'll take it. But yeah, we'll go with that, Joe. It has nothing to do with being a petty tyrant in his domain. But
Of course not.
oh, of course not. Yeah, so Kane will just turn and observe everyone. Is everyone relatively calm, or are they on edge? Bored?
So if you're looking at Rix, I'd say he's definitely he seems battle ready at any moment. Not tense, but very keeping himself busy at his console.
The Vulcan is in standard Vulcan mode.
Of course. And Centerral, I know that
Center-
you're super cool and calm.
But she's focused.
Good. Kier, are you sweating and shaking?
She's actually just reading some pets.
Nice.
I'd say if Gus is at the con, he'd try to make small talk and a few bad jokes just to try and lighten the mood. I don't know, Commander. Have you heard about the Happy Vulcan? You searched and searched everywhere, but there was none to be found.
Ha! Ha! I like this guy. Gus. Right?
Aye, sir. The Flash at your command.
Ah. The Flash may cause me to come up here to the bridge a lot more. This guy's hilarious.
Well, thank you, sir. It's hard to keep these serious types up here on the bridge emotionally stable, but I try my best.
Well, Gus, if you ever want to learn a bit about engineering, there's always a place for you.
Oh, just fix the ship up for me and I can drive it. That's fine for me.
Oh, well, keep it in good shape. Captain, this guy is hilarious. Where did you get him? I'm just imagining the captain staring at Kane, expressionless.
She's channeling the cool Vulcan nature that's going on beside her.
Yeah. So Kane will turn to Mahawk. Mahawk, what do you think of Gus's humor here? I'm curious.
I believe his attempt at levity does enough to break the situation's tension.
Oh my, don't go give me that much of a compliment now, Commander. You'll make me blush.
I was merely stating my opinion.
Well, it's a pretty good opinion, in my opinion. See what I did there?
Oh my gosh. This guy. Rix. Buddy.
Yes,
Lighten up a little
Commander.
bit. Lighten up a little bit.
We're at yellow alert. We're not supposed to lighten up.
Well, yes, but Well, I have a feeling things are going to get pretty tense, so we have to take our opportunities to have a bit of fun when we can.
Captain, my
Maybe-
long range
Go ahead.
Captain, my long range sensors are picking up something. But it seems there's a lot of interference. But I think I have detected a ship right around where we are at.
Commander Kane, do you think you can boost power to the sensors so that we can get a clearer reading?
Yes, Captain. And Kane will set about doing so.
All right, give me a control engineering. Let's just call this a difficulty of 1 to try to clear up the sensors.
Roll engineering difficulty of 1. Probably not a focus, so I'm not gonna ask. If it's difficulty 1, we'll just roll it straight.
Gain momentum.
Captain, we did find a ship nearby. It looks badly damaged.
Are you able to identify the type of ship, Ensign?
Give me a control science, engineering or security, difficulty 1, assisted by sensors science. Yeah. Oops, wrong person.
Can I use a focus?
Yeah, your sensors ups would apply here.
Difficulty 1, right?
Yep. Then if someone can grab the ship sensor science.
I can do it.
Oh, I got it. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, gain 2 more. I believe you guys are up to 3.
Just- Captain, it looks like a Ferengi shuttlecraft.
Are they emitting any kind of distress signal?
It would be too far away to detect any distress signal.
Open hailing frequencies.
If someone can give me a control engineering difficulty of 2, assisted by the ship's engineering comms.
No, someone else gets to roll the ship this time. It got two blanks.
GM, what was the roll again?
Control engineering.
Yeah, I can do the control engineering. What was the difficulty?
2.
Ghost. Okay. And you said this was a communications roll?
Yeah.
Gotcha. I will try again. Computer systems for focus.
Nope, this is communications.
Damn it. Okay. Take a threat.
I do like threat. Whoever rolled the ship that time did really good. Gained 3 out of that. And then very jumbled audio only. Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
This is Captain Kier of the Federation starship Akatsuki. Do you require assistance?
Assistance? You think I'm in trouble?
Apologies.
You see, I was just testing your rescue response time. How fast could you get here?
A hawk is
Sir.
going to get up and walk over to the side station and just confirm the readings that we picked up this ship was damaged.
Sir, if this is a test, then I'm sorry, but I cannot afford to waste time on such foolish endeavor where other vessels might need our assistance. If you are not in distress, then we'll be on our way.
I see the game you're playing here. How much will it cost?
There is no charge for our assistance. However, I will not waste valuable time engaging in assisting someone who is not in distress.
Wait. Let me get this straight. You're willing to save me out of the goodness of your hearts? No charge?
He may not know he is speaking to a Starfleet vessel.
Yes, this is what Starfleet does from time to time.
Starfleet. You people are terrible at business.
Well, I will take that as a compliment. Do you require assistance?
I'm just having minor issues with my ship, I assure you.
What sort of minor
But
issues
I will
are
not
you
turn
having?
down free help.
May I ask as to the problems that you're having with your vessel?
Let's see. My computers tell me my warp drive is out, my impulse is out, structural integrity field is failing, my navigation system's out, and I appear to be losing life support.
More than minor issues.
Helm, how long will it take us to reach? I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Oh, it's cracks! Entrepreneurial extraordinaire at your service. Oops.
Gus
Well,
is just
sir.
gonna say. Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
The captain did ask you how long it would take to reach the Ferengi shuttle.
Oh yeah, that's probably a GM question.
Oh.
He's not too far away, sir. 20 minutes or so. He'll be there in a flash. Pardon the pun.
Sir, how long do you have remaining life support?
Let me let the dice decide here.
Set up a course to rendezvous with the Ferengi shuttle.
Aye, sir. Laying in course and engaging.
My computer tells me I have roughly 15 minutes.
We'll be there as soon as we can. Akatsuki out. Helm, you heard the commander. Maximum work.
Aye, sir. I should probably point out that 20 minutes at maximum warp, sir. That
Maybe an
leaves
emergency
5
warp.
minutes for him to gasp for air, if you so speak.
Then it's emergency warp.
I'll push her as far as she's got. Sorry, Commander Kane. It's gonna be a red line again.
Commander Kane, any auxiliary power we have available, please transfer them to the engines.
Understood, Commander.
All right, this will probably be for Mr. Gus here. This will be a daring con. Difficulty 1. I'm going to spend some threat to make it complication 2. As we are yet again pushing the brand new engines to their limit.
Uh-huh.
Assisted by the ship's engines, con.
Okay, so this is an activation for Gus. I haven't noted down how many activations he's had. That's probably a thing I should have done. Oh,
I think this looks third because you
Yeah,
added
something
a
like
focus last time.
something like that. Let's see. I have astronavigation as focus and help operations.
Helm ops works.
Daring con. Let's. I'll give you a threat for bold. Yeah. What was the difficulty?
1 comp 2.
Okay. Comp 2. And that's enough. Gonna reroll one of those 18s.
Come on, complication.
14. So 2 successes.
Then just need engines con, please. There it is.
Captain, I do believe we should inform the medical bay to be ready to take on any injuries that may be on this shuttle.
You gain 2.
So we have 1
Which I
overflow.
believe gives you 2 overflow.
1 overflow. Maybe trait cranked engines, so we can get that extra speed.
Sure.
Or boosted engines, maybe. Is it better?
Yeah.
wording?
Yeah, I could do that for that trait to shave a few extra minutes off.
Cool.
All right. We will speed of plot unless there's anything else anybody wants to do, and we'll drop out of warp within transporter range.
Rix is just gonna note as we were heading there. Captain, I don't believe this needs to be said, but I'm going to say it anyway. For one, the Ferengis have not always been trustworthy when sending out distress calls. This could be a trap. And if this is legitimate, we don't know for sure what caused his damage in the first place. We should take care going into the situations, even though we're still at yellow alert.
Noted, Commander. Number 1, please head down to sick bay, notify the doctor. Have him prepare medical staff. There could be others on board his ship that he's not telling us about.
Understood. Commander Rix, if you would like to assign a few security personnel as well, just in case.
Aye, sir.
And instead of going down there, I will simply, Mahak will simply tap his comm badge. Bridge to infirmary. We are about to rendezvous with a damaged ship. Please prepare for casualty receive. Please prepare to receive casualties. Aye, sir. Do we know who? It is a Ferengi trader, as far as we can tell. Understood. Infirmary out.
All right. Anything else before we speed up plot?
Nope.
I'm good.
Nope.
All right. We'll
nothing here.
speed up plot just outside or just at transporter range of the shuttle. And I'll let you guys take over from here.
Up and hailing frequencies again.
And it's just audio only. The Frangles speak. Hurry!
Ensign Terrell, how many life forms do we detect on the shuttle?
Just one.
Transporter room. Lock onto the Ferengi occupant of the shuttle and transport directly to sickbay.
So I believe that's a difficulty 2 now, if I'm not mistaken. Control engineering. Assisted by sensors engineering.
Okay. I'll roll for the ship if someone wants to roll for the transport.
I can roll for it if no one else wants to. Oh,
Yeah, so it'd be a control engineering Kane. Diff 2.
I was wanting to find our transporter engineer.
Yeah, just FYI, you're only at 1 more crew support.
Gotcha. All right, Kane will do this himself then. Control engineering.
Because you activated Mahawk, that cost 2, and then you activated Gus, which was another 1.
Gotcha.
So you could do it still. It's just that you'd be out of the crew support.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think Kane can execute this. Control engineering, you said diff 2?
Yep.
Well, certainly no focus for this one. So continue taking threats. Come on, ship. Well, gonna re-roll that 1.
Ship rolls 2 dice.
Oh, that's right. It was sensors.
Thank God.
Sorry, forgot.
Hey.
Kane rolled a success, and the ship got 1, so you got there.
Yep, we have R2.
Yep.
And in sickbay, appearing on your bio bed, is a very young-looking Ferengi who is busy trying to catch his breath.
Easy now, easy. Lie back, lie back. Pull out the medical tricorder and start scanning him down.
How much is this going to cost me?
You can worry about your bill later. Right now, breathing is more important. Lie back.
And he'll let you scat him.
Okay. What do I need to roll for this?
This will just be an insider reason medicine difficulty of 1.
Okay. Can I use my emergency medicine focus for this?
Sure.
1.
And I'm just typing it out to you, Doc.
Understood?
There you go.
Good news, it's not bad. You're not going to die. You're just suffering from a little oxygen deprivation and some minor burns and scrapes on your arm. I can have those treated in a jiffy. Stay there. Walk over, grab a dermal regenerator, and start working on his arm. As far as the oxygen deprivation, just breathe deep for a few minutes. And I will begin treating him.
I'll let you do your work, Doctor. The
I appreciate
23rd rule, the 23rd rule clearly states nothing is more important than your health. Except, of course, for your money.
Well, right now, your health is what's on the line, so I'll keep at this.
I don't recognize this ship. What'd you say it was?
This is the USS Akatsuki. It's an intrepid class, if you've ever heard of it.
Looks very top of the line.
Oh, fresh off the yards. And if I may ask, what are you doing out so far in a shuttlecraft?
I have finally left my family's business to strike out on my own.
Ah, an independent venture. Daring of you. What kind of business are you getting yourself involved in outside of the family job?
I'm going to heads up with this. The 22nd rule of acquisition. A wise man can hear profit in the wind. And let me tell you, the wind is whispering to me right now.
And where does it say to go?
That new colony, of course.
The Gemulon colony.
You've heard of it.
Yes. I was one of the people that helped set it up.
Now, it might look like a small backwater colony to you now. But word has it, the Federation has bigger plans for it. And if I can get there first, why, I could corner the market.
I'm intrigued to know what kind of market you think you'll be setting up.
Oh, anything and everything, of course.
Ah, a general goods vendor. Or would you prefer yourself in a ranger?
I'm just a legitimate businessman, of course.
Mm. Indeed. Well, your arm is all good to go. And nice, calm, deep breaths for next half hour. Should take care of everything else for you.
Yeah. I'll be sure to do that, Doc.
Good. Sick bay to bridge.
Go ahead, doctor. How's our patient?
He pulls through. It was mostly minor injuries and a lack of breathable atmosphere, but I believe he is good to be released back to his shuttle if it's in working condition.
Unfortunately, I believe it's not. We're about ready to conduct some pulmonary scans on it and chapter his shuttle into our shuttle bay. With his permission, of course.
And how much will that cost me?
Well, factoring into dock should be free for you at the very least. As is the medical treatment. Although, we could say the price is your direct involvement in the stability of the new colony.
I'm sure we could strike a deal. After all, just look around here. There's a lot of things that I'm sure those on the colony would love to have.
Well, do right by them, and you can consider your medical expenses paid in full. And I will ask whatever security personnel showed up to escort him down to the shuttle base so that he can be reunited with his craft.
And yeah, they'll acknowledge and start taking them down. All right. Anything else you want to do in here, Doctor?
Uh, just go over his medical scans to make sure there's nothing deeper that I missed.
Nope. He's in fairly good health. You know, he's young, probably just out of the Ferengi's version of the teenage years. Seems to be in good health.
Then the doctor is done.
All right. We'll head up to the bridge really quick. We'll call this right after the Ferengi was brought on board. Anything the Ferengi was brought on board, the ship was tractored. Anything you guys want to do prior to heading down to the shuttle bay to look at the shuttle?
Just a general scan of the shuttle to see what caused his problems.
All right. Yeah, we could probably just head down to Theater of the Mind for that, since I don't think we have.
I think Rix will just say, Entrepreneurial, I'd recommend a tachyon sweep of the area just so we know that we're not dealing with any cloaked ships.
Yes, Commander.
All right. But yeah, we'll just head down to the shuttle bay. I don't have a shuttle bay thing. So who wants to be investigating the shuttle?
Rix, definitely.
Kane can also assist, of course.
Right, so then anyone else can bring whatever supporting characters they want to help fill out any role play that might happen. But this is a standard Ferengi puppy problem.
Yeah, probably peed on the floor. No bladder control yet. Captain, do you want to be there to deal with the shuttle, or would you prefer that Mahawk goes down with them?
Mahaka go down. She's going to meet this Ferengi.
I believe
In
he was being
person?
escorted to the shuttle bay.
It's one of the shuttles, correct? That I posted in Discord.
Yes.
Cool.
Yep, standard Ferengi shuttle. So yeah, so I guess the question is, where does the captain? Were you heading down to sickbay while he's being treated? Because then I could throw you back in sickbay. We could have a conversation there, or you could head down to the shuttle bay after he's treated. Your choice, really.
He probably would just end up meeting him at the hall or corridor, hallway to sick bay, and so he got discharged, head back to his shuttle. So
Mahawk will hold the bridge then.
Just throwing some people in. And Captain, you could probably hear the Ferengi from a section away as he's talking rather loudly to the security personnel. I'll tell you what, you could get a whole lot for this ship. I mean, just look at everything here. State of the art. And I'm sure you guys won't even miss half of this stuff.
I'm pretty sure we will miss every single bolt and nut. Mr. Karak?
It's cracks. Are you who I
course.
spoke to earlier?
Yes, I am the captain of this vessel.
It's quite a nice ship you have here. As he kind of looks around, pointing, how much for the whole thing?
We don't put a price tag on ships. And no, she is not for sale.
The 98th rule clearly states that every man has his price.
Seeing how as I am no man, I assure you that I have no price.
If you say so. Now, I believe there's the medal of my shuttle.
Yes, We've transferred into our shuttle bay, and I'll escort you there personally with one of the security guards here.
All right, we'll have you guys enter the shuttle bay. As Rix and Kane are already out with their tricorders. Oh, perfect timing. Kane just came back.
Getting pretty good at cleaning that up over the past week or so. Oh.
The Ferengi just kind of runs up to his ship, kind of in shock, seeing all the damage that's been done to it. My ship!
Cracks, could you explain to my officers here as to what happened to your vessel?
I must have run into some subspace turbulence or something. Knocked out half of my systems.
GM, what's Kane seeing on his tricorder?
Go ahead and give me a reason or insight engineering. This is going to be a difficulty 3. Rix, you can assist him with your security or engineering.
I think Rix is more looking for any type of contraband or anything. So I think he'd make a separate task roll.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, it's a massive stretch. Emergency repairs for focus.
No.
Yeah. All right, so 3. 2 momentum, 1 threat.
You were worried.
I was. A little bit.
All right, let me send some info to you. And then Rix, just give me an insight or reason engineering, or sorry, insight or reason security, just a diff 2.
So, GM, could I surmise that this is like attack damage, like weapons damage?
I mean, you can role play out what I gave you as much, however you want.
Gotcha. So,
2 successes from me.
yeah.
Yep.
Kane will say, Captain, looks like damage to engines, multiple hull breaches, damage to life support. Does not look like this damage was due to Any natural causes?
Are you saying that loud enough for him to hear, or whispering to the captain?
Yeah. Kane will just be whispering to the captain, addressing him, or addressing her in particular.
Mr. Cracks, my officers told me that your ship encountered all its damage is lower. How? Not because you're pushing the engines too hard. Seems like you could have gone to a firefight. Is the ship stolen?
Stolen! Stolen! I'm insulted by that accusation. I am a legitimate business person.
Understood.
I conduct
Sorry for
all my businesses with honesty, integrity, and just a little bit of exploitation, I assure you.
I see. Now, we are on the lookout for potentially any pirates that might be in this area. Did you happen to run into any of them? That may have caused this damage to your vessel.
No, of course not. I steer away from pirates.
Then please explain, if you don't mind, the cause of this. Because if
Like
it's
I
something you
told,
encountered,
I must have run into some subspace interference, a subspace disturbance. This area of space is littered with them.
Kane will just look at the captain and give kind of a arched eyebrows, like, kind of look.
Mr. Cox, I assure you that, well, I'm not here to judge. I just need to know if there's any threats out there that are a danger not only to yourself, to others, and this ship. My job is here to patrol and to ensure the safety of all merchant and trade vessels.
And I assure you that I have seen nothing of the sort.
Mr. Cox, I assure you I'm only trying to follow rule acquisition number 7. Keep your ears open. Surely you must have heard or seen something that happened along your travels. That might be of some use, say, perhaps a fair exchange of information for repairs to your ship.
You just want me to answer a few questions? That's it? Nothing major?
That's it, nothing major.
I suppose we have a deal.
Commander Kane, how long do you think it'll take for repairs to the shuttlecraft? And please, spare no details on it.
GM. And out of character, Captain, you want the real time or do you want extended time?
Extended?
All right. In character. 2 to 3 weeks, possibly, Captain. Damage is quite extensive.
I see. Could you have a list of itemized for Pote's labor for Mr. Cracks here to show the work that we are going to do to a ship?
Of course, I can have that shortly.
Thank you, Commander.
He'll turn to you, Kane. Just make sure you tweak the magneso matrix flux distributor on the warp core. It'll be an easy peasy fix.
I'm assuming this is bullshit. Kane will just look at him and say, "Oh, of course. We have several experts on staff for that, actually."
Very good, very good. Now, Captain, I believe we had a deal. I'm an open book.
Whilst considering you're going to be our guest for a while, if you don't mind, how about you've been through an ordeal. Let's let you rest for a little bit, and we'll take you to some VIP quarters for your stay.
Are they the best ones on the ship?
I assure you, they are the best ones on the ship.
Well, who am I to refuse such service? You know, Captain, we could turn this into a nice luxury cruise. I have a few clients lined up if you're interested.
Unfortunately, I have, under strict regulations for Starfleet, do not offer such golden opportunities.
Just think of the latinum you can make, though, Captain. Pure gold-pressed latinum. Why, you'd be swimming in it.
Yes. We'll have our negotiations a little bit later. And Zinda, if you would please show Mr. Cracks to his quarters.
As he's walking out, you just kind of hear him say, "Does this room have one of those replicators?" I'll tell you what, once I get my hand on one of those, well, let's just say supply and demand will take over. And the doors to the shuttle bay close behind.
Commander X ensure that his basic needs are met and restrict access of his moments as well as his replicator access.
Aye, ma'am. And he nods to the secure officer that escorted them in. Do the same.
Your teams will get on that.
Commander Kane, who will know how his shuttle became damaged like that? Obviously, he's hiding something. And I wish to find out. So, whatever evidence you can collect, coordinate with Commander Rix on it, and let's figure out what the hell we walked into. Gentlemen?
Commander, something I'd like to just note on that he just said. Replicators are a common occurrence in Ferengi society as well. For him to see it as a luxury seems a bit odd.
Noted. And our character one day should be called Captain.
And we'll walk up to Rix to say, "Oh, demoting the captain. That's quite a power move, Rix."
Oh, I didn't mean to say Sorry if I meant to say that. That was not in character.
All right. There's some information for you guys to learn, depending on how you guys wanted to learn it. So just let me know where you guys want to go.
So for Kane's part, he's very curious as well and is going to take the captain's orders to heart. He is going to have an engineering team report down here, and we are going to turn this thing inside and out. Try to gather evidence, see if it's weapon systems we're familiar with, or other sort of explosive damage on the shuttle. We're going to learn everything about those.
Okay. Since I got a lot of threat that I could dump into some stuff. So to learn about the damage and more specifically the cause of the damage, I'm going to call this a difficulty 3, complication 2. I'm thinking this will be insight or reason and engineering or security.
Alrighty. We'll go reason engineering.
What exactly does your engineering superpower do?
So let's see here. Go down the list here. So this is my ship only.
It says here you reduce the opportunity cost of engineering teams by 1 to a minimum of 0. Further, when you attempt a test to perform repairs to a starship or attempt to push the ship's capabilities beyond its normal limits, you may spend 1 momentum immediate to re-roll. You probably could have used that a couple times already.
Probably fair. Probably fair. Okay. Well, let's see here. So 3, complication 2. This would be more investigative, unless you will allow like the investigation as part of us repairing his shuttle.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought here, because you're trying to determine what caused the damage.
Gotcha.
So like you already know like what's damage. You're trying to investigate what caused it, right?
Gotcha.
So for me, that would include like what caused the damage.
Okay. Yeah, as part of the repair process. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, emergency repairs for focus.
It's still for me. This is
Again,
still not
it's
emergency. Like you're
emergency.
not under, you're not under fire. You know, you
That's
got all
fair.
the time in the world too.
That's fair.
How about your
Uh,
xenotechnology focus?
yeah, I mean, would
Oh, that
Ferengi-
I'd take that.
Oh, perfect. Thanks,
Yeah, I
Joe.
mean, you're not familiar with Ferengi tech, or Ferengi tech would for you be xenotechnology. So you might have read some schematics on it.
Okay, that's fair. I will take it. Thank you, Joe. Okay. Comp 2. Yeah, I mean, I'll do the 2 momentum, 1 threat combination again.
Can I assist because I would also
Yes.
assist in the question of why this happened. So.
Yep.
As I said in the earlier Discord post, also I'm specifically looking for if he has a stash of Latin or if he's completely broke.
That I could give you the answer to.
Mr. Cracks, we checked your bank account. You don't have the money for this.
You were way too poor.
Also, what do I assist with?
This will probably be your insider reason security.
Cool.
All right, let me send the info to both of you, and then you can roleplay it.
Well, well, well. Looks like our boy here had an encounter with some Nausicaans.
Nausicaans out here?
And this is pretty consistent with Nausicaan weapon damage.
GM, would I know if Nausicaan attacks in this region are common or not?
I'll give you some info.
Thank you.
Oh, you guys gained 2 momentum out of that.
Nausicaans, that's news to me. I haven't heard any reports about them having activities out here.
Oh. Regardless.
Just on a hunch, Commander, could you date this vessel?
Is it your type?
When it was built?
Sure. GM?
I'll take it for a momentum probably at this point.
Yeah, you got it. Well, this is certainly an older shuttle. Rex.
How old?
Maybe if I were to throw out a number, 50 years? This is several generations old.
Well, still not that old when it comes to shuttles. However, give me a moment. Rix to Dr. Volar.
Go ahead.
Out of curiosity, how old is our Ferengi? guessed.
Put him at the human equivalent of late teens, maybe early 20s.
Are you able to establish when he was born?
No, I'm afraid not. He did say that he had just left the family business and was striking out on independent ventures.
You haven't detected any chronometric signatures that are out of date or anything like that, have you?
In all honesty, I wasn't looking for any of them. He's otherwise in perfect health. But I can go back over my readings, see if there's anything that might show up.
Please do. I have a hunch it might be wrong, but I'd like it confirmed anyway.
DM, you want me to make a new roll?
No, it's not necessary. I can just give you that.
Okay. Sick bay to Rix.
Go ahead.
I'm not seeing any signs of temporal displacement on our guest.
Very good. Then I was incorrect. Thank you for confirming, Doctor.
Anytime.
Well, Commander, I'm gonna head to the bridge, confer with Ensign Terrell, see if we can find any sightings of these Nausicans. See if there's anything else you can find out in the meanwhile.
Will do, Commander. And well, if I were to venture an opinion, thought, he's just striking out on his own. He might actually just not have much. If he didn't grow
He
up.
doesn't. He doesn't even have a latinum stash, which means he's broke. And therefore, if he was dealing with Nausicans, he might have owed them something he couldn't pay back. Which means they might be back for him.
It's very astute, Commander. Well, we'll continue tearing this thing apart and building her back up, likely better than she was before she got attacked. We'll let you know if we find anything else.
Thank you, Commander. I'll see you later. And Rix will head up to the bridge.
All right, where is everybody at? Kane's doing the work. Rix is heading up to the bridge. Ferengi went to the guest quarters.
Valen's in the infirmary, and Mahawk's on the bridge.
Kira had returned to the bridge.
Right. Yeah, we'll probably have this moment. Rix will step foot onto the bridge.
And he'll first address the captain. So, Captain Kier, we have an update for you. It appears that his ship was damaged by Nausicaan weaponry. Now, I have no information or reports from Starfleet that the Nausicaans are operating in this region of space. So either they came all the way out here for him, or something else is going on.
Thank you, Commander. Do you think you can locate his impulse trail? See maybe which direction he was coming from? Might give us an idea where the Nausicaans could be at.
Yes, well, that was what I was hoping I could ask Ensign Terrell to do.
It would be a pleasure to locate.
All right, to try to find. So you're searching for the Ferengi Shuttle's ion trail, correct?
Yes.
This will probably be just a difficulty to. We'll give it a complication to controller reason science. And then we can be assisted by the ship sensor science.
Sensor apps for focus.
Yep.
Difficulty 2. Diff 1.
Yeah. Diff 2, Comp 2.
I'll use a momentum for 3 dice.
Just need the ship. Someone want to grab the ship?
I can try. What was the roll?
Sensor science.
Yahtzee.
The sensors seem to be working really good. Jesus, 6. Gain 4. And I sent you the info.
Captain, I have found the ion trail and have its heading.
Can you do an astrometric study to find out what star systems are that way?
All right, I'll do this for a momentum or a question or however you want to do that. I figure the ship is probably patrolling around here. Iron Trail leads from this direction.
You can have a moment.
I think as a science, you get free questions, if I'm not mistaken.
You do.
Yeah, so and then she also has rapid hypothesis. So if there's any more questions.
Do we pick up anything on long-range scans of the area?
I could use that as a question.
Mostly open space, it seems.
Understood. Commander Rix, Ensign, continue working together to figure out where the Ferengi came from.
Yes,
Mahak,
Captain.
here of the bridge. I will be talking with the Ferengi friend.
Understood, ma'am.
Anything else on the bridge before we follow the captain down?
And so I know you said there was mostly open space, but are you detecting any asteroid belts or any sign of big planetoids? The Nausicaans do like to set up their bases on larger asteroids or naturally occurring phenomenon.
Also, including your scans, a search for warp trails of Nausicaan design. Just because there's nothing there right now doesn't mean there wasn't anything previously.
I could take those as questions. Probably a question for each part, though.
That's fine.
That works.
Sure. And you know what? That lets her create a free trade.
Actually, that one she actually didn't have the signs for the rapid
Oh, okay.
hypothesis. It requires
Ah.
a size of 5. She only has a size of 4, so she actually can't pick that.
Okay.
Not
And
yet.
I also forgot you have untapped potential. Oops.
Mm.
I gotta look over his sheet, make sure it's right. I'll do it after the game. We'll fix it after. So Rick's question, your first part was anything that they might be able to use as a base.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the commander, your question was warp trails, correct?
Correct.
All right, there's your info.
Commander, I didn't find anything out there that they would be using as a base.
Very well.
I'm able to suspect out of 3 separate Nausicaan warp trails. So there might be a Nausicaan ship out there. Three to be exact.
Noted.
Shall we inform the captain?
Mahawk to the captain.
Go ahead. Captain here?
We have confirmed the detection of several Nausicaan warp trails in the area. Just wanted to let you know that before you went into your discussion with our guest. Bridge out.
Thank you, Commander. Keep me informed of any other information you're able to dig up.
Aye, sir.
All right, you gonna ring the Ferengi's door, Captain? Enter. And you see the Ferengi sitting at one of the dining tables, and they're basically surrounded by various food and drink items. Ah, Captain, please. You gotta try some, whatever this is.
Perhaps later. Takes a seat. I see that you're indulging yourselves on some of the luxuries that my ship has to offer.
Have you given more thought to my idea of turning this into a vacation ship, Captain?
No,
There's
not
people
at
that pay
present.
good latinum to travel around space in luxury like this.
I'm sure there is. I just need to go over some information. You said you did not encounter anyone and that you had some subspace disturbances that damaged your ship.
Is that what I told you?
That is what you told me.
I mean, I do believe we formed a deal, did we not?
We did. He would provide me some information and I will see to it that your ship is repaired. Yeah, it will take some time. However, I do have some questions. See, this ship has some of these most state-of-the-art sensors. And you wouldn't happen to run into any Gnosticans, would you? Not the three there currently roaming nearby?
I may have had a run-in of sort with them. Nothing nefarious, I assure you. But they may have taken a few glancing shots at my shuttle, you see.
Glancing shots.
I mean, I am a skilled pilot. I'm not going to let them make a direct hit on my shuttle. Oh no, I'm far too good for that. But they might have nicked the engines.
And the life support?
They might have nicked that too.
I see. Well, we were conducting an itemized list on your ship to ensure that everything is there and proper. As such, it is esteemed firm businessman yourself. We couldn't help but notice that you have no latinum on board your vessel. I assume it's in safe storage elsewhere.
Oh, of course, Captain. I'm not going to carry my latinum around with me without any security guarantees, of course.
Of course. Now, with your encounter with the Nausicaans, obviously they don't, well, they usually engage in piracy or are hired mercenaries. I do have to ask, did they make any demands of you? It would be very helpful
Demands,
to know.
demands, nothing of the sort. I was, minding my own business, flying in open space, when all of a sudden, those Nausicaans just dropped out of warp right on top of me and started shooting.
They made no demands whatsoever of you.
Absolutely none. I mean, I'm a legitimate
Well,
businessman, Captain. What business would I have with a bunch of Nausicaans?
Oh, I don't. Now, per se, I was merely asking. Now, Nausicaans don't really need to know how to be in business with them to attempt to suddenly strike business opportunity of them seizing your cargo. Now, a reputable business message yourself would know this.
But as you already stated, I don't have any cargo, Captain. There is nothing for them to steal. I assure you, I was doing nothing wrong, nothing nefarious. They just started shooting.
That's very peculiar of Nausicaans. Tell me, what business are you opening up on the Gimulan 5 colony?
I think that the Gemulan colony has a whole range of potential services I could offer. Why, I could offer entertainment services, I could offer sales services for various goods and items that the colony might need. I could procure them for them. I might even be able to get them some defensive weapons, should the colony need it, of course. Not saying you're not doing a bang-up job of their protection, Captain. But you never know. Some of the colonists might like to go hunt for sports. I can help them get a few Klingon disruptors to help in their hunts. Whatever the colony needs, I am confident I can provide.
Say you plan to open a general goods store at the colony.
Among other businesses. I mean, I have a whole empire planned.
I see. Wow, you are quite the adventurous individual.
You know, Captain, with a ship like this, with how fast the ship is, I'm sure we could cut a deal. I'm sure there's a lot of items that I could arrange for transport aboard your ship. And if you could get them to the colony quickly, I'm sure I can pay you handsomely for your time.
I will take that under advisement. Unfortunately, though, the cargo hull of this vessel isn't very large.
Now, I did see a lot of crew quarters on your ship. Are you sure you need all of those quarters, Captain? I mean, I'm sure I have a few contacts that can help you rearrange your ship for more cargo space.
No, this ship is just fine as she is.
She could always be better, Captain, and I can help you with that.
I do have a question. At least in my most encounters with Ferengi, they usually have business partners. I'm shocked to find that your business partner isn't with you.
Captain, how much do you know about Ferengi culture?
Well, I do know that the Ferengi don't typically deal with women. They don't have the loves for business.
That would be true of our culture, sure. But there is another bit of our culture, Captain, that maybe you're not familiar with. It is the right of ascension, or in your human terms, the right to adulthood. You see, I have reached the age of maturity, and so it is customary for my parents to kick me out of the house, out of the family business, in order to explore the galaxy and make my own fortunes. And if I have the lobes for business, I will do well.
I see. Well, then I wish you luck.
Look at where I'm at, Captain. I think I'm already lucky.
Well, the more time you spend on this ship, the less time you have opportunities to make platinum. So, I will. See, there are several specialized parts that we have to get to repair your shuttlecraft. That's hence the long time frame. I could expedite those repairs. In exchange for something though.
Well, it sounds like we're about to negotiate, Captain. I have just had a full meal. After all, you should never begin a negotiation on an empty stomach.
I couldn't agree more.
But what did you have in mind?
It seems that the Nausicaans attacked you suddenly, as you say. I would just like to know where you departed from to get a idea of where this Nausicaan threat is at.
Give
if
me. This is probably going to be a presence command opposed here. I believe I'm setting the difficulty, yeah?
Yes, I would set the difficulty.
Or you said it or I said it?
It depends on how you want to look at it if it's opposed. So I am if he's resisting me, then I would set the difficulty.
Yeah, I think he's resisting you.
Okay. Well, technically, Posa is whoever's defending against it, so I guess actually he probably was at the difficulty then.
Okay.
Now I think about it more.
Yeah, that's fine. Diff 4.
Will you take a week try gameplay determination? On episode 10 the Veil Peace, I puzzly spent on sometimes you have to take a leap of faith to use to persuade to get like an industrial replicator to Bejor. And like in the negotiations with, Starfleet to try and get something in return for to make something, progress on peace, essentially. Connect when on the same years that I'm trying to gain a bit more of middle ground with him to get him to trust me and open up more.
I'll let you have it.
Because you could always quote rules of acquisition at him.
Captain has been. I have them. I have the rules open. The captain has been.
I like to spend that points you turn my skiing on. Sometimes you have to take a leap of faith in order to gain some ground for trusting.
Yeah, sure.
Will you take diplomacy as a focus?
Yeah, I think so.
I will give you one threat to roll 3 dice. Yahtzee.
Damn. Game 2.
Nice.
All right, now after all that, what was the actual question here?
I was trying to figure out where he came from to get an idea, like his last outpost, and to see whether or not he's been being followed from that point of location to this area.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
try it again. Yeah. And
Yeah, nope, I got it. I'm not sure exactly where this place was, but I was following the lobes, and I went to this station. The people I've never met before. And, I was listening in on a conversation, you following Rule 7. When I overheard a conversation against these very, very sketchy looking individuals, see. They were trying to negotiate something. I heard something about smuggling, arms deals, slave trade. The only thing I know for sure is that I saw some breen. I heard a woman's voice, but I don't know who it was, and a very scary sounding man.
a very scary sounding man. Did Nausicaan, or was he someone else?
I didn't get a good look at him, but just something about his whole demeanor says that if I did not get out of there, well, let's just say you can't make latinum when you're dead.
Well, what did you overhear? Maybe the Nausicans were hunting you down because of that.
You see, as I was trying to get away, I might have slipped and lost my balance.
I see. Well, you seem all right now. That's good.
All I know is that after I slipped and fell, I just booked it out of there, got back to my shuttle, and put that place behind me.
So you overheard a scary man talking with some brain. You said there was some Nausicans there?
I didn't see any. There were 2 breen, a woman, and a scary man.
Well, can you describe what the scary man looked like? Like,
I was too far away. I didn't get a good look at it.
hurt. I'll make sure to make it worth your while.
Let's do another opposed task here. Looks like another diff 4.
You know, is that a limit to how many things or levels you can cross off in the game?
What's that?
Well, I have something I could actually probably cross off for this, but a long entry. And I'm just wondering if I can do this multiple times.
I mean, I don't see why not.
I will look
I
it
mean,
up
if you
later.
have them, you have them, right?
You. And so Malagar's Door 5, actually, I have multiple for that same episode. So, a good mystery is irresistible. I was using it to find out why the children are given sick. I think this could be a bigger plot point.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And I'll give you a threat. To roll 3 days. I'll spend that on the same. Your good mystery is irresistible. If you'll take
Okay.
that.
Yep.
I will re-roll that. Oh, I don't need a fish. Still a success.
All right, gain momentum. And then the question was, what were they negotiating?
Yeah.
The Ferengi kind of leans in across the table. Kind of motioning you to come closer. Vile stuff. Just vile. I mean, they were talking about abductions, about selling. I think there was even mention of how to move product. Like, disgusting stuff, Captain.
What sort of stuff? It sounds terrible.
They made reference to a drug, something I've never heard of before. They were arguing about not having enough supplies to make it. And it sounded like they were trying to traffic in people for this.
They were harvesting people to make a drug, is what you're implying?
I'm not sure. I believe that's what I overheard. At least that's what I inferred from this.
Could I just, out of character, want to clarify who was doing the drug and not? Who was talking about wanting to make the drug? Was it the Breen or the scary people?
That was not covered yet.
Okay, never mind. I'm quiet.
So, where was it that who out of the group was doing it? Was it they bring? The scary man or the woman you saw?
I think that scary man was in charge of all of it. Like he seemed very much in control and was dictating what the other two were going to do. Yeah. That's how it happened. Yes. I'm sure of it.
So they were wanting to kidnap people to use to make this drug. Do you happen to say what the drug was called?
I didn't stick around long enough to find that out. But whoever this was, Captain, they are evil, evil people. And I wanted nothing to do with them. So I got out of there as quickly as I could.
And that's a good thing. You have the loads for business. I can tell. This woman, if you don't mind me asking, what did she look like?
It was dark, Captain. They were all wearing black robes. I had no idea who she was.
Well, any details that you could describe would be really helpful.
I'm sorry, Captain. That's really I can't give you any details about them or who they are or what they look like. I think I surprised them more that I was even to hear the conversation than anything. I think that's what gave me a leg up in getting out of there, is that I was so far away.
I see. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to expedite those parts for you. And I'm going to make sure to throw in a replicator for you for your ship. So that way you don't starve. It's the least I could do.
You know, Captain, I feel that I might be of use to you.
Really? How so?
I mean, clearly you don't really know what you're dealing with, right?
Well, not yet, but I'm always willing to listen to a helpful ear.
See my point exactly, Captain. I have contacts all over the sector. And I'm sure if you would allow me to remain on the ship, I might be able to tap into those information sources from time to time to get you much needed information that I'm sure you won't be able to get yourself. Sources you don't even know exist yet.
Really?
On my honor as a Ferengi, Captain.
What? I will have to consider that. But cooking information on station aboard Starship is a little bit hard to get a hold of. Perhaps setting up shop on where you were going might be of some use.
No, I'm not going to say that I won't get anything out of the arrangement myself, Captain. After all, this ship is fast. It could travel this sector much quicker than my little dinky shuttle could. Just being on the starship will allow me to make even more business contacts for the colony. I could always hire somebody to run the day-to-day business dealings on the colony, of course. But just the possibility of sending the colony even more than what I could just being stuck on it, I think would be both a benefit to the colony and, of course, your ship.
I will have to consider it. Unfortunately, Starfleet frowns on making them for use of Starfleet equipment. It's a whole mess of bureaucracy.
You don't have to worry about the Latinum, Captain. I can handle all the Latinum trading. And you could just consider me your consultant in this matter. You don't even have to pay me. The profits I make in this venture will be payment enough, Captain.
Well, I will have to consider your proposal, and I will let you know. There's a lot of paperwork and rules that have to be laid out for something like that sort of venture on board.
Oh, of course, of course. I'm sure that you're going to want to have contracts drawn up. I could help with those. We could get something ironclad drawn up that'll have everybody's best interest in mind. I won't even charge my finder's fee.
How very generous of you.
You have been nothing but generous to me, Captain.
Well, your information has been invaluable.
Let me know if there's anything else I could do for you, Captain. After all,
I'll be.
a deal is a deal.
Yes, it is. If you excuse me, I do have a shift to run. I'll be in touch too with a maybe potential proposal. I can't guarantee anything, okay? Just so you know.
Remind me,
Why, well-
Captain. I should find a copy of the Ferengi Rules of Acquisition for you. It'll only cost you 5 slips, but I think it could greatly help you in your negotiation skills, Captain. You never know when they might come in handy.
Well, as they say, in Malacca number 22, a wise man can hear profit in the wind.
And the wind, Captain, is blowing very favorably today.
She smiles and stands up. Well, if you excuse me, I have some other business to attend to.
Of course, of course. I'll just make sure none of this goes to waste. And he grabs what looks like a giant turkey leg and just goes as you walk out the door.
The captain is going to call for a senior officer meeting. Commander Kane, how are the repairs going on Mr. Crack's shuttle?
GM, can I assume that they're essentially complete?
They could be complete if you want them to be complete. It's basically what I'd tell the guy.
Cool. Did we find anything else?
No.
Roger that. Captain, we can complete them on your orders. Everything is in line. I thought it was prudent to wait for you to give us the go-ahead.
You can go ahead and finish the repairs on his shuttlecraft. Now, that's if we can get him off the ship. That being said, he did pass along some rather disturbing information. It is possible that the Gnosticans had targeted him. He left his last station in a bit of a rush. It seems like he overheard a conversation with some individuals that he couldn't really identify except for Tubring. And that he were engaged in some sort of illegal smuggling operation of individuals to create a unknown drug.
Commander, did you say Breen?
Yes, I said Breen. Yeah, Breen.
Don't see them out here that often. Which station did they meet up at?
Well, he didn't give those exact coordinates of that. Something that we'll have to get from him shortly.
Lieutenant Commander Kane, perhaps downloading the ship's navigational logs might be the final part of your repairs.
Great suggestion, Doctor. And actually, if the captain agrees, I can take an image of Shuttle's entire computer systems. That way we can comb through it at our leisure anytime we want to.
Let's just start by getting the navigation logs. There's no...
Doctor, go ahead.
There's no real reason to go to that length. And I don't want to violate any Starfleet regulations at this point.
The doctor
Understood,
will
ma'am.
lean forward at this point and say, "Did I hear you say that they're abducting people to make a drug?"
That's what he overheard. He said he was very disturbed by all of it. Attempted to flee the scene, not before tripping on his own 2 feet, and then running out. Which the tripping part most likely alerted the individuals he overheard. At least that's my best guess.
I assume he couldn't identify the persons that the Breen were talking to, could he?
Now he said they wore dark clothes. But he did say the one was a very scary individual. And that he said was in charge, giving orders to the Brain and the other woman if he was with.
Well, given what we know now, I do suggest that we try and find the Nausicaans, not only to arrest them for doing piracy within Federation space, but to also gain more information about what this deal and what this drug is.
We're outside of Federation space currently. Now, our allegation is to protect the trade fleet. So far, we are aware that they attacked the one individual and we can investigate it. But it is possible that we won't be able to do anything to them without definitive proof that it was them.
Understood.
Captain, senior officers to the bridge.
Rix is definitely on his toes and heading towards the bridge.
As you guys get to the bridge, on the view screen, you see 3 Nausicaan raiding vessels on an intercept course. And I think with that, we will throw this as a
Red
to
alert.
be continued.